Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Pisces, I hope that you're doing well. I have to tell you that my left ear is tunneling and started tunneling the minute that I turned on the camera for your reading. I believe that your passed away loved ones, your ancestors, your spirit guides are with us right now. They're always with you, but now in this moment they're with us. And so I welcome the guidance from them. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is the Starseed Oracle for the overall energy, and a brand new deck that was gifted to me just yesterday, the Butterfly Wisdom Tarot, which is so beautiful. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angels, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Pisces? Thank you. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. How gorgeous is that? I feel as though that's like a scene. I mean, I'm sure it's an amalgamation of several different kind of beautiful places, but it reminds me of the places and spaces in the South Pacific, like Indonesia and places like that, the Philippines, something really, even Hawaii perhaps. Really beautiful tropical landscapes. So that could be something that you are planning for in your future if you are fortunate enough to plan a trip like that, which I absolutely wish for you. But the inner earth, it's not just about the earth realm, but the inner earth kind of the spirit speaks to me about your inner grounding, your particular connection to earth and your inner landscape is what they just said. You'll survive this. The fact that that message is there would suggest to me that you may be going through something rather taxing. My twin flame likes to use the word vexatious, and it's making me laugh only because it's such an extreme word. It's a very dramatic word, and I told him that it's a very dramatic word. But if the word fits, is what Spirit just said, there could be something in your world that is very much vexing you right now. I almost feel like slightly irritated. And it feels like a slog. It's kind of like, you know, you have to deal with it. You don't have to like it. You have to deal with it. But even in the things that are difficult, we can find openings. We can find reasoning. We can find purpose. That's what Spirit just said, purpose. New solutions and beginnings. It almost suggests that Spirit is asking you to be creative in your problem solving. And if I know Pisces, I know that they are some of the most creative problem solvers that I have ever met. All the Pisces I know are very, very smart, and not just emotionally intelligent, but book smart. Like, they do their research, they do their reading. They're very, it's funny because I'm a Pisces moon, so I feel like that is a different beast, but Pisces suns that I know, have gotten themselves out of some jams. They've gotten themselves out of some really sticky situations. Whether they got themselves into sticky situations as well, probably true. But they've gotten themselves out. And they did it by really thinking outside of the box. And I feel as though Pisces kind of gets not a bad rap, but a reputation for being dreamy, kind of staring out the window and just like daydreaming. I don't really find that to be true. I think that's like a weird stereotype. I mean, it could be true in moments. The Pisces that I know are very resourceful. And so it's kind of like, I'm gonna take your problem or my problem, and I'm gonna turn it into something that benefits me. And so by the end, I'll have the last laugh. Or if not the last laugh, this is not about like revenge or anything, but I'm gonna prove people wrong. And there's gonna be this expansiveness available to me because of the way that I see the world, the way that I approach the situation. Yeah, I could be in a bind right now, but just watch. Just watch. I'm gonna make things happen. And I feel, even like speaking in first person, it feels very resolute on your behalf. So already some cards flipped out. Let's see. The first one is Five of Swords. Yeah, so this is the bind. Five of Swords is air energy, and it's very vexatious. It's a card of conflict and competition. You can see here, it's almost like, oh, it's funny because I see this butterfly here, and then I see this one here, and it's almost like they're fighting for color. They're fighting for their stripes. They're fighting for their, I think, stars and stripes, flags, insignias, ranking. All of that is coming to my head. Like maybe there's something that you are competing for that might result in, I mean, if you're like, let's say you're in the military or something, like you're actually waiting for the stripes on your arm, on your uniform, could be something like that. For others, it could be, because that's probably for like one. And for other people, this could be talking about like getting your recognition, like getting your colors, getting your recognition, and being in direct competition. I also feel as though you might not know the competition. So, for example, yesterday for my job, my day job, I had to conduct a few interviews. And, you know, I'd like to be transparent with people and say, hey, you know, I am interviewing other candidates, and so it's going to take a minute. I just want to manage your expectations on when we could potentially get back to you, et cetera, et cetera. And the thing is, in an interview situation, you don't know, unless it's an internal company thing, like you know who you're competing against. By and large, people don't know who they're competing against when it comes to jobs. And so it's almost like facing down the unknown, mysterious stranger, right? And there's something that can be a little tense about that. So you might be dealing with that situation right now. If it's not for a job, I do feel like for some it's for a job. It could be, you know, you put in a bid for a house and there are other people putting in bids as well. You get my drift. Spirit wants me to remind you, though, of the kind of law of attraction and the idea of abundance. This idea that there is enough abundance for everyone, we have to tap into kind of like the spiritual vein that is made just for us to be able to allow that good fortune to flow. And it actually doesn't have to do that much with other people. They have their own abundance. I don't have to fight for their abundance. They can have their abundance. I'm going to work towards my own. And how do we do that? We kind of step into alignment with ourselves and with what rings true for us. This can be a confusing time though. 7 of Cups. Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water and energy, water element. 7 of Cups can talk about being spoiled for choice. It could be a lot of confusion. Okay, it's true. There is abundance in the world. There are so many, infinite number of options and choices that I can make, that I personally can make to dictate the next few moments of my life, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next year, etc. There's a million choices I can make. I could turn off the recording right now, put on a coat, go outside, go to the store, go have dinner with a friend, take a train to the next town over, whatever it is. I could turn the camera off and just say, I'm too tired to record today. Get into bed, get under the covers, and take a nap, and just avoid the whole world. I can get on the phone with somebody and say, hey, I really need your help. I'm looking for a new this, or I need to go find out about a new that, whatever it is, right? Even all those things, each one of those things that I just mentioned, there's always this potential that you could change your whole life. I mean, that's how powerful, that's how powerful our decision making is. We show spirit that we mean business whenever we make a decision. And my throat chakra started to kind of stall and close there. Could be something that's difficult. And maybe it's not the fact that you don't know that you're a powerful decision maker. It's just that you know that you have to make a decision. And maybe you've been trying to buy some time by saying, I'm confused. I don't know. It feels a little bit of procrastination, Pisces. Just a little bit. That's okay. I'm not judging it. I understand it. The next card out, 4 of Wands in the reverse, right? The 1111 card. 4 of Wands talks about firm foundations. I always like to talk about this card as like the 4 legs of a table. We want to make sure things are sturdy before we sit at that table, before we start putting things on top of it. It's interesting. I don't know if anybody's noticed, this whole area of my background is different because the bookshelf that held all of my tarot decks literally collapsed. It was a cheap bookcase. It held up for 10 years, but the last few readings that I was recording, I heard this crack, 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 and I basically turned around and I had to hold up the bookshelf because it had some of my plants on it, it had my crystals on it. The tarot decks would have been fine if they had fallen, but my plants wouldn't have been. And so I was standing on the chair that I was sitting on, just like holding up this bookshelf. Right? It felt like a little bit of a mini tower moment, holding up this bookshelf and then realizing, there are some things that are falling apart that I have not tended to. Because I didn't tend to them, they couldn't withstand what I needed them to, what I needed it to withstand. So there's a message here, like, maybe for you, it's like making the decision, big decision about something will also require you to look at what is not working. I mean, ultimately, though, things will work out. I told you, Pisces, because this is who Pisces is. You're in a situation where you're going to have to, you'll survive this, right? You'll survive this. You're in a situation that maybe has a little bit of your back up against the wall, but then ultimately you will emerge the victor. Six of Wands, card of victory, accolades, awards, promotion, public recognition. Right? Even the card itself looks like almost looks like a trophy with this garland here. This reminds me of like, well, it reminds me of Caesar. In Caesar's time, like a Roman thing. But this kind of garland, I don't even know if it's called a garland, but when it's worn on the head, it's kind of like a crown. Right? And it feels like you're wearing your crown, or you're being crowned. Crowned the victor. Talking about competition here. It's almost like looking at how you can earn your color. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So no need to worry, Pisces. I do, though, believe that it involves you having to hunker down and make a decision about something that you've been stalling on. What has Pisces been stalling on? Justice and the Three of Swords in the reverse. Okay, yeah, see? This is really intense, actually, what I just asked. It could be a court case, some kind of legal contract. Three of Swords is the heartbreak and heartache card. It's probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest card in the tarot, and you got it in reverse. Sometimes it's not so great to get the card in reverse because we want to just get through it. You can't rush the process of healing, but maybe the process hasn't come to fruition yet. There's certain things that need to be reconciled, and that's where the Justice card comes in. Number 11 of the Major Arcana, Libra energy, talks about karmic balance and karmic justice. It talks about this idea that we're paying our energetic debts back to the universe. When justice is in the upright, it does mean that things will flow in your favor. But it wasn't without its sacrifices. So there could be some, okay, Spirit just showed me very specifically someone not signing their divorce papers. Now, there's no judgment about that, and I'm not telling you you have to do what feels right for you, but Spirit is showing me that image very clearly. Like the divorce papers are just sitting on the kitchen table. The wobbly kitchen table. The table that has been wobbly for a while. And a person just, it's like you know that it's there. You know that you need to sign. But it's interesting too, because I'm learning German on Duolingo, and because my twin is German, and I just learned the word today for pen and for signature, which please don't ask me to remember what it is in this moment because I just learned it today. It's like Unterschreiben or something. It's probably wrong, but Spirit is showing me that signature. Something might require your signature so that you can move past this heartache, heartbreak, and into a place of balance for yourself. That could be just for one person, but I see that very clearly. Again, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Let's get another card. Four of discs, or Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Four of Pentacles in the upright can talk about shrewdness, gripping onto something so tightly, being overly protective of something. And maybe it's because you worked really hard to get these Four Pentacles, right? But it's almost like, let's say it's like a purse. And you have your Four Pentacles in the purse, and you're holding onto the purse so tightly. There's no opportunity for Spirit to put any more pentacles in that purse if you're never opening up the purse, right? It's like a door that swings both ways. It's like the door is shut. Nothing can come in and get you, but then you can't leave, right? It's something like that the Spirit is showing me right now. The Four of Pentacles in the reverse kind of talks about opening up, this idea of expansiveness, like allow something to come in, even if it's just the light, even if it's just some clarity. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get a card of advice for Pisces. Card of advice for Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. The Hanged One in reverse. This is a Pisces Virgo energy. Major Arcana number 12. Isn't that beautiful? It's the chrysalis, right? The cocoon stage. The stage where all the energy and action is happening to create the butterfly, but it's kind of in a holding pattern. The Hanged One in the tarot talks about getting a higher perspective. When you step away from the situation in order to analyze it, to assess it, to look at it more clearly. When you get the card in reverse, it's almost as if you're coming out of the tree, taking flight. It's time that you release yourself from this cocoon stage, because what's waiting for you, right? Karmic balance and victory. That's what's waiting for you if you will only allow it to approach you. That's your reading, Pisces. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Pisces.